Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Dagger Sicar Hall of Trials video. This week we're tackling Kayron, and if you haven't gotten Dagger Sicar on Kayron yet, this is a really good week to do it. The conditions are ripe for high scores, and as long as you've got the units and the time, I think you should be able to bang it out pretty easy this week. Now let's talk about the conditions of this fight. There's some different unique conditions, which is something Smilegate's been doing lately. They've been adding new conditions to the Hall of Trials to mix it up a little bit, and I applaud them for that, but this one's a little weird. First of all, you can't put a slow debuff on Kayron, which I can't imagine why you would ever care about a slow debuff on a Hall of Trials boss. That one seems kinda weird. The next one is damage from warriors is cut in half. I'll circle back around to that. You get a 75% bonus to damage if you get heal block on Kayron, and that's a massive chunk of damage. You definitely want to take advantage of that, so you need to take units that have heal block on them. And finally, if you have a knight on the team, you get 30% bonus to attack and HP of everybody on your team, so it's kind of important to have a knight on the team. Now, let me circle back around to this damage from warriors by 50%. It's not working. I tested it 6 ways to Tuesday. I put the same quality of gear on multiple units, and my Sirmia was still doing the same damage. So we're going to use Sirmia, because Smilegate's mechanic is broken, and I guess we get to see if Smilegate watches my videos and patches this. I'll offer an alternative just in case. So first we want to go with Sinful Angelica as one of our dual attack and buffers. I put her on the water gun artifact for extra damage, and I put HP sets on her, or HP mains for her ring and her neck, because you need her to be beefy. Kayron slaps a lot of damage, so make sure you do put a good amount of health and defense on her. The effect resistance is nice, but not needed. I do think you want her to be the fastest unit on your team. Next, Kitty Clarissa. Again, I put some good tanky stats on her. I didn't go nuts. You'll notice the level 85 ring, armor, and weapon, but I made sure she could take a hit. I wanted her to go a little bit slower than Sinful Angelica in the turn order. I gave her her S1 EE to help keep Sirmia healed up a little bit, and I stuck Warhorn on her to help with additional damage, and CR pushing her to help her get turns. Now for my Knight unit, I chose to use Summer Break Charlotte. Summer Break Charlotte brings a lot of damage to the team, so I went ahead and put her on a heavy damage set. You certainly don't need to do this. I blew the Dagger Sicar score out of the water. You could keep her on your normal build, run her lifesteal, whatever, it would still work, but if you want to go for a really high score, slap a damage set on her and give her a Symbol of Unity for extra damage. Now if you don't have Summer Break Charlotte, then I recommend you run Fire Lilius. You're at the mercy of RNG with her dual attacking into either, dual attacking into Sirmia, but she can rack up the score that way, and she satisfies the Knight bonus even if she doesn't dual attack, and her S3 being able to cleanse is really useful. Finally, the damage unit. Even though it says no warriors, we're using Fire Sirmia. I loaded my best rage damage set on her. Again, I'm about 4 million points above Dagger Sicar threshold, so you do not need to go this nuts on your damage, but the more damage you put on her, the easier it's going to be to clear. Have her on her S1 EE, those dual attacks are double attacks are fire, that's the source of her extra damage, and I put her on the Cruel Mischief artifact for the 30% damage bonus. Now, if you don't have or don't want to run Sirmia, you've got two other options. The first is Summer's Discipline Alexa. Now if you use her, you're relying on Kitty Clarissa for your heal block. The better alternative is Sez. Sez has a heal block on his S1, and honestly, he outdamages Sirmia a little bit if you have the Mola. Mine doesn't have his S1 Mola up, is the principal reason I didn't use him for this. I think with his Mola, S1 Mola up, he would do similar damage to Sirmia, but he also doesn't have the double hit EE, which is really what makes Sirmia great for this. Now there is a little bit of turn order to consider. At the start of this fight, you get slapped. It doesn't debuff or anything, so you're good to go. I S1 into Kayron just to put an attack break on him. I think that's useful. Now this bottom ad, the number 1 ad here, that's the ad you want to kill. You'll notice that when we kill this bottom ad, the defense break goes away, or the defense buff goes away, it turns it into an attack buff and cleanses, so our attack break didn't help much, but if you fail to kill that bottom ad, the attack break can reduce damage. I tried for a defense break off Charlotte, didn't get it. That's kind of sad, but we're still set up for a pretty good push here. Now, the important thing is to have Sirmia's S3 ready to go, sorry, her S2 ready to go so we can push phase. I'm going to S2 here. This will put a heal block on Kayron, and with the heal block in place, a gabbed S3 is going to push phase. Heck, it would push phase from full health. So I'm going to go ahead and push phase, and I'm doing it before Singelica transforms for a very important reason, and that's the tuning that you want to watch for. You want to make sure Sirmia pushes phase, and then the next unit to go is Sinful Angelica. Now Sinful Angelica goes, and when she does an attack buff, the attack buff increases the duration of the greater attack buff. You'll notice that 1-turn greater attack buff on Sirmia changed to a 2-turn greater attack buff on Sirmia, and that will let her have Gab all the way through this round. Now I dual attack, I'm hoping for the 75% chance to proc a heal block. I got it on round 1, that's huge. As long as heal block is up, definitely use Summer Break Charlotte's S3, it hits like a ton of bricks. And now we're just looking for those double S1 hit procs off the EE, so haven't gotten any yet so far. Oh, watch this. Double attack with Charlotte, and there it is. So that was a huge amount of damage in 1 round. And again, now even when Summer Break Charlotte has her dual attack passive, the dual attacks of Kitty Clarissa and Singelica will always proc with Sirmia because she has the highest attack. The dual attacking with the highest attack unit will override Summer Break Charlotte's passive, so you don't ever have to worry about her stealing any thunder from Sirmia. She'll only attack on Sirmia's turn, or when Kitty or Singelica have lost their buffs that allow them to dual attack. So I check the CR bar, and I see Sirmia is only 1 round away from getting her Gab back, so I can go ahead and rush phase as quickly as possible, because I'm not really worried about timing Sirmia as much, because she'll be ready by the time we get down. So I'm going to go ahead and use the S2 to strip those anti-crits off of the ads, and that kills every single one of the ads. So we're pushing good now. Do I get a double hit off Sirmia? Actually, I'm kind of glad we didn't get the double hit. And this right here is why you wanted that extra tankiness on Sinful Angelica. Without that tankiness, she can die from that hit, and that makes pushing phase a little harder. Now, as long as this doesn't double hit... Oh, no! Okay. Did not want that double hit. I wasn't ready to push phase yet. Everything is out of order. This is going to cost me some points. Normally I could have S3'd Singelica here, and then I could have pushed phase, and then Sirmia would have been ready to go with Gab, and we would have been in a much better position to rack up damage. I don't think the Gab is worth it. I'm just going to do regular S1s. And I didn't get heal block. There, finally. Wow, we lost so many points there. But at least the heal block is up and ready for Charlotte's S3. Big hits, 711k damage. And now we're back to looking for those double hits. I think it's worth it. I'm going to transform Kitty. I'm wasting another turn. Man, this sloppy entrance into this phase probably cost me 1,000,000 points. By the way, we passed Dagger Sicar 1,000,000 points ago, so you can see how strong this team is without even completing 10 million. Do I get an extra hit? Nice! 11.3 million. Oh wow, we get one more hit with Sirmia. Double hit? Nah. 12 million exiting phase 2. Well above Dagger Sicar level. And because my units are tanky enough, I'm going to try to push it. So hopefully Charlotte kills some of these. She didn't kill any of them, but she did get defense break on a couple of them. So as long as I use this S2 to strip their Their buff block, they'll die pretty quickly.
Can I go home after I kill this
Charlotte is ready. You know what? Instead of transforming, I'm going to S1 so that Charlotte can kill all those annoying front adds. You really want to get rid of them as fast as possible. And every time you hit Kayron, it pushes them. Okay, I've got heal block, so I'm going to rip the S3. I could have used the S1 and tried for a defense break, but I think this will hit really hard. Oh wow, yeah, really hard. In fact, I think this S3 might just push phase. Or push phase, might just end the fight. This is the final phase. Nope, but this will definitely do it. And that's it. That's my Dagger Sicar team. You could easily do this with the other units I mentioned, with Cez in place of Sirmia, with Lilius in place of Charlotte. The damage is so far beyond what you need to complete Dagger Sicar. I think it's a really easy week to do it, even if you don't have quite this high quality of gear on your units. 13.4 million. Easy rank 1. I doubt I'll stay there once word gets out you can use Sirmia on this. I hope that helps you get your Dagger Sicar this week. There'll be a link in the description for the full auto team to just get triple S+. I think you'll enjoy that team as well. Oh, and one final thought. Not this coming weekend, but the one after that is free on UNEQUIP. Have a great rest of your week, everybody.